Hey, Subfuries. My hair looks relatively normal today, be proud of me. I did notice a few of you were commenting on my hair. You guys asked for it, so here it is. Today we'll be discussing one of the most mysterious villains of How to Train Your Dragon. Toothless Nemesis, the whispering death that hunted him down on Berk. What on earth happened between the two of them? When did they meet? And what did the whispering death do that was so devastating as to make Toothless so angry and even vengeful? Let's get started. In the episode What Flies Beneath of Riders of Berk, Toothless is hunted down by a whispering death that is out for his blood. The two briefly fight before the sun causes the whispering death to flee back into the earth. Hiccup and Fishlegs soon realise that this whispering death singled out Toothless to attack. And most interestingly, Toothless really didn't want Hiccup or any of the others to get involved. Later in the episode, Toothless even shoots a fireball at the ground to stop Hiccup from following him. And the other dragons refuse to get involved because they know that whatever went on between these two dragons, it was between the two of them and nobody else. We've almost never seen Toothless this angry and vengeful and determined to take someone down. Through thick and thin against all enemies like Riker and Vigo and the Red Death and Drago, Toothless has stuck by Hiccup's side. But not this time. No, Toothless even sneaks off in the middle of the night to hunt his enemy down. Whatever rivalry these two dragons share, it goes deeper than any fight we've ever seen Toothless in before. So what on earth could this one whispering death have done to Toothless to make him like this? For the obvious reasons that dragons can't speak. I wish you could though, Spyro. I wish you could. Me too. We can't know exactly how far back Toothless and the Whispering Death go, but there is one major clue that the fans have picked up on that might give us an idea about when their rivalry began. During the episode, Hiccup and Fishlegs find a Night Fury bite mark scar on the tail of the Whispering Death. Clearly they've been in battle before, but what's interesting is the size of the bite mark. The bite mark is way smaller than Toothless's mouth now, like about half the size, I reckon. These two go way back, years back, to before Toothless ever met Hiccup, to the time of the Red Death. Toothless was young when he first fought the Whispering Death, and they fought long and hard and viciously enough for them both to remember and hate one another all these years later. Toothless could sense the Whispering Death coming for hours before they arrived. But what's interesting is that in the first movie we see all of the dragons that the Red Death has enslaved. Gronkles, Monstrous Nightmares, Deadly Natters and Zippelbacks. Oh, but there are no Whispering Deaths among them. So how did Toothless meet and fight for long enough with the Whispering Death? The answer? Toothless wasn't always with the Red Death. If, as I believe, Night Furies live in caves and tunnels, they would likely live in similar sized ones to those that the Whispering Death creates. This would make Night Furies and Whispering Deaths natural enemies, fighting for underground territory. And it's my theory that that Whispering Death fought relentlessly to drive Toothless from his cave, from his home, forcing him to flee with nowhere else to go until he fell into the clutches and enslavement of the Red Death herself. Boom! That would explain why 1, the bite mark was smaller, and 2, Toothless was more willing to go and get help and disobey the Red Death. He wasn't raised under the tyranny and the domination of the Red Death like all of the other dragons. Forcing Toothless from his home and into the clutches of a dragon that eats her subjects is certainly enough to make Toothless hate the Whispering Death as much as he did, don't you think? But that's all from me, Subfuries. But these are just my thoughts. What are your ideas about what happened between the two of them? And if you enjoyed this video, then let me know of any other How to Train Your Dragon questions in the comments below. In the meantime, follow me on Twitter, Wattpad, read my books, and email me at the links in the description below. Totally tweet me or email me your ideas or questions. I really love hearing what you have to think. Thanks for watching, Subfuries. I'll see you in the future.